And welcome to the Under the Bus podcast. I'm your host, Merge, and I'm here with Clayton. What's up, Clayton?
Hi.
So, most teams are what, 20, 21 games. Podcast. I'm your host, Merge. Whoa. Whoops. I had myself on the background.
Nice job. Nice job.
Oh, geez. All right. Anyway, but we're about a fourth of the way into the season. And starting to form decent enough sample sizes for all NBA teams and players. So just judging off of these first 20, 21 games, in the NBA first, we're going to go through a few awards. So first off, we'll start with the most important one, the MVP. Clayton, who would you give the MVP in the NBA? If you're going off of just the first 21 games.
I probably have like a top three of something like James Harden, Giannis, and LeBron. The fact that
I have something like that too.
Cleveland, let me look at their record again. Their record currently it's 15-7. So yeah, I think I'd probably have to go with LeBron after everyone freaking the F out that they were going to be just like people were talking about them like not making the playoffs. Like they apparently weren't realizing like they still had probably the best player on the planet still.
Yeah.
So yeah, I they have won 10 in a row. So yeah, I'll go with them. I'll go with LeBron.
I definitely can see why LeBron. I mean, he's shooting his best he has from the 3-point line in his career, which is insane. And I think he's shooting his best true shooting percentage as well. I'm not. Don't quote me on that, but his numbers are pretty good. I mean, especially for being his 13th, 14th year in his career. He's putting up some ridiculous numbers. But I would go with James Harden. I still think even though they're tied for the best record in the NBA right now, people are kind of overlooking them still.
Mm-hmm.
And especially James Harden when Chris Paul went down. I mean, he's putting up most points and most assists in the NBA and about 5 or 6 boards on insane efficiency. I mean, if he didn't shoot some really dumb shots like in garbage time, he'd be shooting in the mid to low 60s for true shooting percentage. He's been that good this year. And since Chris Paul's came back, they've been just blowing teams out. So I think they've been the best team so far this year in the NBA in the first 20. So I go to James Harden, but I definitely can see LeBron. And I can definitely see Giannis.
Just a little FYI, LeBron, it's only 21 games, but he has a true shooting percentage of 65.7%. That's one, that's just stupid. But two, that's actually the highest of his career by almost 2 whole percent. It's 1.7%. So yeah, he's got a PER of 31.1, which doesn't necessarily mean anything, but I mean it's obviously awesome. His offensive rating on Basketball Reference is 123 with a defensive rating of 107. Real quick, just to get into a discussion of him. Like he's playing 37 minutes a game. And I know like we all love to make the jokes like he's an alien and whatnot. But like that's a lot. Like you said it was his 13th or 14th season. It's actually his 15th season. Yeah, I think that hopefully if Isaiah comes back soon without just playing the bull crap on Instagram, hopefully they can like let him get some rest.
Yeah, Isaiah coming back is going to help that a lot.
Yeah, but yeah, 37 minutes a game is a lot for a guy who is on pace right now to play the most minutes in NBA history if he continues for,
And Thibodeau just congratulated LeBron.
Yeah. Thibodeau is actually jealous of the minutes that he played for his career. But yeah, I I, I think it kind of just has to be LeBron in my opinion. Just early season narrative. They'll probably end up a top 4 seed in the East.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's just going to expect them to kind of go to the championship again. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't bet against LeBron anymore. I've learned not to do it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not just disagreeing. I just think, well, James Harden has been just like under the radar, even
Yeah,
better.
no, I get it. I get it. If I wanted to go like with just a fun guy that would just be fun to see, not a I mean, he's a superstar now, but like people still don't like the general fan still doesn't realize how good he is. It would be fun to see Giannis win.
Yeah, that would be awesome to see him win it.
But he's got a long way to go. That team has got a very long way to go.
Yeah, they're just above 500 right
Oh
now.
man, they're 6 right now, which
Yeah,
I mean they're essentially tied. They're like 0.5% above the Pacers, but like I
Pacers
can
have
see
been
the Wizards
weirdly
coming
good.
along, and people still think like the Magic or not the Magic, the Hornets could make a run. I mean, I have no idea about that, but um, yeah, that team, Middleton and everyone would need to just take off, and they would need to get into that probably top 3 or 4 for him to really have a
Yeah,
chance.
I mean, there's a couple teams up top that I think could fall. I mean, the
Pistons.
Pistons. I'm still not a
I don't
huge
understand how they have the second best record.
Andre Drummond.
I
Andre
know they've
Drummond
only
has
played
been
20
awesome.
games. I know,
Andre
but
Drummond has been awesome, which is
he has
a big.
after all the talk on NBA Twitter, well, like NBA analytics Twitter about just like how trash he's been. Um, last year and actually the year before, he has really turned it around, and they're playing excellent. Obviously,
Yeah. So you said LeBron. I said James Harden. So moving on to the next one, I'm gonna sort of make it a little different. Because I think at this point it's a consensus number for the rookie of the year.
been
So who have been the best rookie in this draft class for you?
in this draft class.
In this draft class, yeah.
The 2017 NBA draft class.
Yes.
It's kind of got to go right now between Tatum and Kuzma, right?
Yeah,
Am
I'm
I am
giving
I
Kuzma the slight edge. Laker bias, but
I uh Laker bias, I want to go Kuzma, but like Tatum is younger and he's shooting like the third best percentage from three in the NBA.
mm,
Um, while Kuzma still is more kind of like summer league reputation from three.
yeah.
I mean, he's shot it a
No,
lot
he's a good.
better since
Yeah,
was shooting a lot better when they put him into the starting lineup. Actually,
yeah.
oh crap, I take that back. He's up to 38%. I thought he was still down at like 34.
Oh no, he shot over 40
And
since after that game Larry got
I
hurt.
guess I didn't realize how on fire from three he was. So take that back. But I mean, still, Tatum is shooting, I think, almost 48% from three right now. So, and he's got 2 years. He's 2 years younger, I think,
Yeah,
than Kuzma. So I think that's a little bit more impressive. But I mean, Kuzma also is doing this on a bad team, while Tatum is supported by
Kyrie and Horford,
Kyrie and
Jalen.
Kyrie and Co.
Yeah, I think just off of Kuzma having to carry the Lakers scoring at certain times this year, that's why I would give it to Kuz just
Who
by
would
a
have
little
thought?
bit. I mean, Tatum's been really good, obviously, and he's going to be a good player for that team. I mean, he has that star potential in him, but I think just because of because of Kuzma being, that late first round pick still, and even though he had that summer league and preseason reputation, I still didn't really expect him to be this good still going into the regular season. And he's just been he's shown the whole arsenal really. I mean, and he hasn't even
On
been
offense, yeah.
on offense for sure. And he hasn't even really been unleashed.
He's second right now for win shares according to Basketball Reference. He's quite a bit behind Tatum. But again, context and everything. A guy that I did not mention, and I do want to mention that he still isn't mentioned a lot, even though we loved him in the draft, is OG Anunoby.
Yeah, OG.
He's like top 3 or top 4 in so many different stats. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's been really good for them, for the Raptors.
Yeah, I would have loved to get my hands on him. I've been standing for OG since not just this past draft, but the draft.
His freshman year, yeah.
So it's sad seeing him and somewhere else. It's great seeing him actually succeed. It's sad seeing him somewhere else because I really wanted him so bad.
One person I want to give a little shout out to is Donovan Mitchell. I mean, we were talking about him before the pod. He's been, I mean, this game he was awesome against the Clippers, but he's been really good for the Jazz, and there's been games where he's just been he carried that team offensively, even though they haven't been that good. The Jazz, they're, Donovan Mitchell's had stints where he's been really good, and he's shown stuff that I was not only doubting him in, but like he's been showing point guard skills, and he's been scoring off the dribble a lot, and he's been really good defensively. And I don't think analytics have been too kind to him, but eye test, he's been really impressive to me, at least. Next one, sixth man of the year. This I have mine. Do you have yours?
You could go first. I'm still just kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of have the guy in mind, but yeah, you go ahead.
Well, I'm giving it to Julius. I think he's been the best bench player in the NBA this year. I think when he comes into games, he just impacts them, and he's in the game when he's in, and he's never quiet, and he's always making winning plays. It seems like now the improved defense. I think he's like 12 or 13 points per game, and normally the MO for six men are they score a lot. If you're going off that, it's probably Tyreek Evans, but I just think Julius has impacted the game on so many levels this year for the Lakers, and he's been arguably the best player. That I just give it to Julius. I don't even think this is a Laker bias thing too. I generally think he's been the best bench player in the league. So
yeah, I mean, I was gonna go with like Eric Gordon just because, as you said, points.
He's been starting a lot this year just because of
he was starting because of Chris Paul out. Yeah. But I mean, everyone knows him as a sixth man of the year. So
yeah,
that's just kind of my thing. Unless Chris Paul's just gonna get hurt, you're anticipating him getting hurt again, which I don't really see most people expecting that. So my only thing was let me look up something real quick. Past NBA sixth man of the year. I should have had this when you were talking, but
yeah, I don't really think there's been many that haven't been like high scoring guys, which is, I'm assuming you're going like kind
of. I'm looking at it in the last since 2000. There's only been like 3 or 4 guys that were big men.
Oh well, yeah, Lamar's one. I know that for sure.
Was
Lamar.
Anton Jameson,
Oh yeah, Antoine.
2003, 2004. He was with Dallas. Corliss Williamson, I think he was a power forward. It's been so long since I've even thought about him. So there's three. I mean, Mike Miller is kind of like a shooting guard slash
Yeah.
slash
I mean,
three. But I mean, yeah, everyone else going back to we'll go. I don't even know who Rodney Rogers is. I haven't. Oh no, I do know who Rodney Rogers is. I just
he's on the Nuggets, Ronnie
oh
Rogers.
oh my word, no, he won it with the Phoenix Suns.
Oh.
So going back to 2000, 2001, so since the turn of the millennia, you got Aaron McKee, Corliss Williamson, Bobby Jackson, Antoine Jameson, Ben Gordon, Mike Miller, Leandro Barbosa, Manu Ginobili, Jason Terry, Jamal Crawford, Lamar Odom, James Harden, LOL, J.R. Smith, Jamal Crawford again, Lou Williams, Jamal Crawford again, and Eric Gordon. So my only thing with, while I understand actually putting him there, my only thing is forwards just don't win Sixth Man of the Year.
Yeah, I mean, I get
especially since he's averaging only 12 and a half points a game in 22 minutes. I mean, he's obviously very efficient this year, and his defense has just been outstanding. He's got a defensive rating of 103, which that's got to be like a huge leap in defense rating for his career. But yeah, I just think it's going to be a typical scoring guard off the bench.
I get it.
That's just that's just what it's historically been.
Yeah, I think when you look, when I've seen the like graphics of like the Laker channel bringing up like six men scoring, they never really show Eric Gordon. That's why I never really thought of him. I've seen Tyreek and I've seen Lou and Jordan Clarkson, who, by the way,
Clarkson probably is right there with everyone as well, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, as much as we kind of bash on Clarkson,
he's been excellent this year.
Yeah, he's been great.
I mean, his defense is bad as usual, but I can't really knock him.
No, he's been
really, really good this year.
Yeah, he's been a guy who at times the Lakers have just given the ball to score when we haven't been able to score, and he's been really awesome on his ISOs. Like really, really, he's been able to score at will in isolations, and he's also been making some really good reads out of pick and rolls.
His assist rate it's come down, or his assist percentage. It's come down, but it's still about what it was his rookie year. It's only about 0.5% below his rookie year. So it's he's still doing so much better.
Yeah, and that's really all you can ask from him.
Yeah.
I mean,
with an insane usage rate, it's at 28.2%. So like you can't really knock him that much, in my opinion. I mean, like his defense is still bad, but like he's asked to score and he's been really good at it. His true shooting percentage is 57%. So
yeah. And I wouldn't even say like he hasn't been like bad like for his standards on defense. He's trying on defense, which again is all you can really ask for. But those, I mean, both
he's
those
not
Lakers,
as bad a turnstile as he usually is.
No, he's been able to be competent on switches.
Yeah.
He must be like learning from Josh Hart, who's been really good on switches. But I think as replaceable as like some of his skills might be, I'm not going to hate on the guy for being very efficient, but very good for the Lakers this year. So I had Julius. Who do you have? You had Eric Gordon for sixth man.
Yeah, just because I mean he won it last year. His 3-point shooting is crap this year, but
his like at the rim stuff has been ridiculous.
Yeah, but like the reason why I don't think Tyreek would get it is just the train wreck that Memphis is right now.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Like, and Memphis can like turn it around. like and still make the playoffs and everything, then maybe he gets a real look at it.
Mm-hmm.
But Sixth man of the year, it's kind of like MVP. You don't win unless you're on a team that's doing great, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I it's the same as Lou Williams too, because the Clippers are just a garbage fire right now.
mhm.
So I definitely can understand you saying Gordon. I also think that they might not just vote him just because he was starting a lot. Maybe when it comes down to like end of the season, he'd be like 60 games off the bench, which would make a lot more sense. But the last one would be Coach of the Year. And I think this is a pretty easy one. I think it's been pretty far and away Brad Stevens, and it's not even close, to be honest. He brought that. I mean, he's a big reason why they're so good this year. I mean, he's just an insanely good coach, Brad Stevens. And even though he's a Celtic coach. I mean, I still think he's an awesome head coach. So it's him easily for me.
Yeah. I mean, he likely wins it. I'm going to give you two just right now that could be in the discussion. One is Stan Van Gundy, just because like who the heck thought that Detroit was going to be where they are right now? I mean, again, there's plenty of time for them to fall off the wagon again.
Yeah.
But, 14-6, second best record in the East. They got the fourth best winning percentage in the NBA. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's no one. If you told me, if someone actually said, hey, I actually think that they're gonna do something, I would laugh at you.
They pretty much they were good in that series against the Cavs a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they got swept, everyone thought, okay.
Remember when you thought Stanley Johnson was going to be a superstar or something?
Yeah. And then the next year, Reggie Jackson was hurt the whole year, really. And they just never. And Andre Drummond was awful.
Pretty bad.
Well, awful compared to what he was the year before.
Which was still pretty bad then too.
Yeah. And then I mean, this year Drummond's playing like one of the best centers in the league. I mean, he improved his free throw percentage. They can't hack him anymore. Really, he's been making some clutch free throws, and his defense has been back too.
Him shooting at 63%.
It's remarkable.
Is
honestly.
A 25% increase.
That's ridiculous.
So yeah, that's ridiculous. And he's grabbing 15.2 rebounds a game. He's almost at double digits just on the defensive end. So
ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
I want to look at his rebounding percentage.
While you're doing that, another person I would bring up for Coach of the Year, if they can move up a little bit more, Brett Brown for the Sixers.
He'd be an interesting one
because they were one of the worst teams in the East. No,
I mean we all kind of thought that they were making the playoffs. I kind of thought it was going to be more 7th seed.
Yeah, and they're at 5 seed right now.
Yeah, which I mean, like they're only half a game up on the Bucks and only half a game up on the Pacers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I've always thought Brett Brown was a great coach. You can go back on all the old pods.
He's a Papa disciple right there.
So the other one is a mainstay kind of in these discussions, and it's Popovich.
Oh yeah, especially with the Kawhi list.
Yeah, they're 14-7 with
LaMarcus Aldridge has been killing
Kawhi out. Yeah, he's looked excellent.
He scored 41 points yesterday on 70% true shooting percentage.
Yeah, he's been really, really good. They're 14-7 right now. They're 3rd in the West with no Kawhi.
That's scary, man.
No Kawhi.
And only like 2 games with Tony Parker.
Yeah, and Derek White has been hurt.
And so DeJounte Murray, I think, has too.
Yeah, it's been
Brandon Paul's been good for them.
Yeah, it's been something.
Yeah,
um,
pop is pop.
Pow's been good. Danny Green finally learned how to shoot again. Um, it's
Shlomo, I think Shlomo's been pretty good too.
I'm not a fan of his.
I'm not either. He's been solid for them.
I mean, he's been okay. I mean, he's shooting
Rudy Gay's been
51. He's 51% from the field with 30% 3-point shooting and 76.5% from the free throw line for and 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, almost 1 block.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's very good, but I mean, he's been solid. I mean,
Hmm.
28 minutes a game. If this, I mean, like this is it's the most I think he's ever going to be. But
Yeah.
you know, if he's been the one filling in,
Him and
so
Rudy Gay. Him and Rudy Gay have been the ones
yeah.
filling in.
I mean, Rudy Gay is being Rudy Gay. I mean,
Don't at him.
yeah, don't add him or don't even really type his name because he searches it.
Shout out to Brandon Morrow.
Yeah, Anthony Morrow. Anthony
Oh,
Morrow.
my bad. Who am I thinking?
Yeah.
Oh, Brandon Morrow's the pitcher for the Dodgers.
Yeah. But
Oh, man.
yeah, I just like he probably won't win just because
No,
one, it's kind of expected of him. But
I mean it's just been.
being 14-7 without Kawhi, I mean, like people were
I
talking
mean
like,
they're
were they going to make the playoffs without him? And I
yeah.
mean, like their 7 losses have been like, or here, let me go to their schedule and results. Like
I know there was a game against the Bucks that was super close that Giannis just took over.
yeah, the game against the Magic at the time was not embarrassing because the Magic were excellent at that point,
Yeah.
but it was a pretty bad loss. The Pacers was only a 3-point loss. They lost to Boston by 14 and to Golden State by 20. That's not.
I remember that Golden State one. They're up by like 15 in that game too.
Which one?
The Golden State one. They're up by like 20, 25 points.
I forgot about that.
And the Warriors, it's Warriors.
Yeah. Well, the Warriors just Warriors it. The Bucks, they lost by 7. Again, close. They lost to the Timberwolves by 12. And they lost to the Pelicans by 17 like a week ago.
The Pelicans have been weird too.
Yeah, they're a very weird team. But I mean, my point is you could see them being right now 16-5. That's
And that would be better than the Warriors.
I would have them in the same. Really, it'd only have them in the same spot. But yeah, no, they would actually be ahead of the Warriors. So I mean, without Kawhi, it's just stupid. I love Popovich to hate. I just love to hate him because he's so freaking good.
Popovich is the greatest coach of all time,
and we should all vote for him for president in 2020 with Kerr as his VP.
Oh man! All right, moving on to Lakers specifically side of the things. We're doing pretty much the same thing, but just on the Lakers team. Okay, so MVP.
Real quick, you kind of.
What did I skip over?
I don't know if you forgot about it or you just didn't plan on it, but executive of the year.
Oh, Daryl Morey.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like I said before the season started, Richard Mbamute and PJ Tucker have been huge.
Yep, and
those two guys are, and they have a top 10 defense too.
Yeah, and
which is scary.
And what happens like if the Thunder are like I do not think the Thunder are going to stay below 500. Okay, let me get this.
They'll make it to the playoffs.
They're going to be, in my opinion, still a 5 or a 6 seed, but they're in a very, very bad place right now. Like very bad place right now. I'm
just over here smiling.
Yeah,
give me Paul.
That's kind of like really gonna be the talk now for months, and it's gonna just kill me because there's nothing more annoying to me than Lakers fans just like, oh, let's do this and let's lose all patience. Like, I understand getting them in the building, but like, there's got to be two people discussing this, not just Twitter.
Yeah,
you know.
But December 15th is gonna be interesting. I'll just say that.
Yeah, the game, man, because that game against Golden State when they beat them by 17 a week ago, and then like they lost to Dallas by 16, and then they lost to Orlando by 13.
And they didn't just beat the Warriors. They
it was
in the back end just
yeah
beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, like, really, they could be. I mean, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. 5 games that were within like 5 or 6 points that
they've had some really bad losses though. Like,
but yeah,
really
I mean, well, the last 2 have been bad losses, and then just like losing to Sacramento.
Mm-hmm.
And
I watched that game.
That was the Clippers on December 9th. And I wouldn't say the Portland loss is that bad.
The Portland's a solid team.
I mean, like the Sacramento loss, and
that was pathetic. I was watching that game.
Clippers loss is kind of gonna just haunt them, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
no, I'm sorry. I'm not bothering to pull up the actual thing. It was the game to Denver where they lost by 8.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. There was that game against the Spurs where Carmelo made a 3, but his black shoe was on the black 3-point line, so it was an obvious 2 instead of a 3. So that was a game that they could have won. I don't know. I think it's been the same problem that the Thunder have had for the past ever since KD was there.
I wonder what the common denominator is.
And they've been through 2 different coaches, and I used to think I still don't think Scott Brooks and Billy Donovan are good coaches, but
no, they're not great coaches, but like they're better than average. You know? Which sounds like either you can think of it as high praise or you can think of it as me dumping on them. Like
they're like
which kind of means like it fits. You know, like
they're in like the 10 to 15 range when it comes to coaches.
Yeah, the Wizards right now are 11-10.
They've almost been out, but
yeah. So I mean, like, it's there's a common denominator, and we all know what it is. It's
Steven
Russ.
Adams. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. That freaking wannabe Khal Drago. I mean, Russ is a good player. I hate Russ, but he's a good player. I can't deny it. But as Kevin O'Connor wrote, there's a Russell Westbrook problem in Oklahoma City, and
it's so weird, man.
And great for Sam Presti to get him to sign. You know, like that was essentially he kind of said that in his story as well, Kevin O'Connor.
Yeah.
You know, the whole point of last year and then this offseason was to get Russ to stay. That's really all they care about right now, because
it's
pretty much gonna get you in the playoffs just as long as you have like a rim protecting big and a couple defenders and shooters around him. It's because I mean he is really good. I mean I hate watching him personally, but and I'm glad he signed there, so I never have to hear about the Russell Westbrook to LA stuff again. But but yeah, he's the common denominator, and
it's so bizarre watching the Thunder. Like
it's hard.
Rarely touches the ball. Paul George does not touch the ball.
The game the other night when he didn't shoot for the last like 4 minutes and like 42 seconds or something like that. That's, I mean, like if you want to get whole like clutch and blah blah blah. he's actually terrible in the clutch.
Yeah, he hasn't been that good. He's been really bad in the clutch.
No, he's like historically bad in the clutch, like less than 20% shooting. But he's, you still have to find offense, and when Russ is jacking up contested threes, which he's not a good 3-point shooter, then of course there's just a problem, So
yeah, I mean, and
I'm so
Carmelo's been bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm so disappointed in Melo.
Yeah, I was too. I was really a lot more.
I mean, like we all should have kind of expected that he would stay Melo, but I just really, really was hoping he would become Olympics Melo.
I see what you did there.
What?
The stay mellow. That's the hashtag.
Yeah, I know. But he didn't become Olympics Melo like I was hoping for, because Olympics Melo is just on a whole nother planet. He's so freaking good when he plays Team USA basketball. I was hoping that would
Team USA player of all time.
Yeah, he's freaking outstanding. But no, when he's in the NBA, he's a totally different beast.
Yeah,
but is he the same animal or whatever that stupid commercial is? I don't know. Whatever.
So, I would like to see what their Thunder's record is when Paul George is their leading scorer, because there's been a few games where Paul George has just taken over, and they just won handedly because Paul George was Paul George,
Yeah, I'll look at game logs real quick.
But I mean, I personally feel like he's kind of close. He's the closest thing to being a sure thing for Lakers in the off season. I'm not saying he is a sure thing, but he's the closest thing in free agency to a sure thing.
The 2 games where he scored over 30, which he's only scored. There's only been 2 games where he scored over 28.
Oh my God.
It was one game against Dallas, he had 37, and the other one was against the Clippers where he had 42. And neither of those shocked me, and neither of it shocks me that they won those. So, like,
Paul George's pretty good, man.
I mean, he is pretty good, but I mean, I still think it's hilarious when people act like he's a savior or something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not acting like getting him to the Lakers is, we get him, we're gonna be a contender. I mean, it'll be really nice to get him, and I really want to get him because I think he's a really fun player to watch, and he's a really good player for this team. But he's no, KD, he's no Steph, he's no LeBron,
Yeah.
He's not going to change the team like completely.
Yeah.
Anyway, so moving on to the Lakers. MVP. Clayton, I'll let you start with MVP. Who do you think has been the Lakers' best player?
Randall.
I've been
the only other guy that I think you can even really debate on that would actually be Kuzma.
I was gonna bring up Brandon Ingram. I mean, I'm not saying him.
That's one that I want to go there. I want to go there. He's been so good this year compared to last year. The defense has gotten so much better. The offense has come around a lot. The only thing that is holding me back from that is I want to please have it. I just want the advance. There we go. It's the true shooting percentage that really prevents me from going with him.
Yeah.
Brandon's true shooting is 52.6%, while Julius's is 59.9%. So it's just essentially 60%. So like, that's really the main thing that's holding me back. While Julius has a better offensive rating, a better defensive rating, a per 100 possessions, he's actually scoring more.
His block and assist percentages have to be high, right? I mean, I feel like
his block is at 3.1%, which is actually behind Brooke, which is funny. But I think it
just seems like Randall gets like really timely blocks.
Yeah, I agree. His turnover percentage is high. It's kind of always going to be high because of just how he plays. his assist percentage is pretty good for a big man. It's not anything crazy. It's 12.4%. He's rebounding. The only person rebounding only 2 is Nance.
Nance, yeah.
And Bogut. They both have a better rebounding percentage.
That makes sense.
But yeah, Nance playing a lot with Brook. Doesn't surprise me that his rebounding percentage is high because Brook isn't a good rebounder by any stretch of the imagination. And then he also kind of does the Hibbert of like he boxes out his man so another guy can grab the ball. So
yeah,
but, I mean it's really, I mean, like if you go like I'll go a step further. I'll go 1 through 4. Okay. Randall, Kuzma, Ingram, Clarkson for like Lakers players of the year kind of type thing, Lakers MVP.
I can see an argument between Lonzo at 4, but I definitely don't disagree having
with how Lonzo has shot. I can't.
Yeah.
Like I don't get me wrong. I mean, like everyone who's ever watched this podcast or the ones with like LP and stuff like that, I am not the biggest Lonzo fan. I do support him. Okay, don't get me wrong. I do support him, but his shooting is just his shooting percentage is 38.1%.
Yeah, I will say though,
bad.
He has been good.
The last
few games.
Yeah, the last I think Pete said like 5 or 6 games it was. He's shooting now like 40% from 3, which hopefully he's showing life, and his defense has been really good.
Yeah, it has been. I believe he's number 2 for all rookies in defensive plus minus or something like
that. I didn't see that.
I know so. Andy Bailey tweeted it out. I'll try to find it, but
I'll look it up. But yeah, I can't, just because of just how bad this shooting has been. I have a hard time putting him higher than.
Yeah, I get it.
I can't do it. I can't.
I am gonna go with Randall as well. I just think Kuzma impacts us on the offensive end, and I think Julius does it on both. I've been the most impressed with, and I know he's been able to do it his whole career, and I remember watching him do it last year, but the freaking switch perimeter defense is just a thing of beauty. It's really something. It's really like he's Draymond on that particular skill. I mean, we saw it yesterday against the Warriors, against 2 of the best players in the NBA, and he locked them down. He made Steph airball, and he made Kevin Durant, who is much longer and taller than him, shoot a tough shot that he missed. It's just I like it's getting to the point where if the Lakers trade Julius Randle or they let him walk, I'm going to be very, very upset.
At this point, like the only people that really can say crap about him are people that just have never liked him, and the other people that are still spelling his name Randall.
Yeah,
really, like that's the only people that can say anything about him. Like he's been really freaking good. He's been really good.
He's what, 7th on the team in minutes, something like that.
Yeah. I can't find on Basketball Reference for advanced they only do win shares for per 48. Sorry, box score plus minus and value over replacement player, and Lonzo's at a 0.2, so that's up.
Yeah,
it's now 5th out of the draft. Because I would just assume his defense has just been really good.
Yeah,
obviously
defensively.
But yeah, I mean, it's really hard when your true shooting percentage is less than 40%. Like, I mean, I do think that Lonzo is going to get there. I think that he'll probably end up shooting something like 49% shooting percentage. Just
I can see that.
kind of go conservative with it, you know.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get to 30 from 3.9 by the end of the season.
Oh, I actually have very little doubt he's going to get to about 30. It's probably, I would say it's probably going to be about 31%. The problem is he's just got a long way to go because it's at 25.7% right now. He's already taken over 100 threes in 21 games. Just FYI.
Yeah, yesterday he showed some nice improvements with the jumper. I mean, the one where he made it over, I believe it was Jordan Bell, and he just backpedaled before it even went in. I mean, that's just him being confident, and that's definitely a big thing with him. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he needs to change his shot, or at least tweak it a little bit.
I don't know how effective that's going to be. I just don't.
But changing it or keeping it?
Changing it. I mean, excuse me, LeVar has already said in the past that people have tried to change it, and it only gets worse. My thing is he's just going to have to get used to it.
I think, well, a big thing that I've heard people talk about with Lonzo was his jumper, and it hasn't even really been his form.
It's his feet.
It's been his feet. Yeah, that's exactly what
his feet have been a disaster.
They've
been angled. They've been moving. It's just, I don't know what the deal is. He, in some of them, really, it's hilarious. Some of his threes, he really should just back up another step.
Yeah,
it's when he hits off
the
back, the heel of the rim, I'm just like, because as Pete did in a video, he jumps forward a lot.
So, that's why his step backs are his best shot.
Yeah,
really,
which is just insane. Which is just absolutely hilarious.
Those are legit.
Those are legit shots for him. I mean, because he's just done them forever.
Yeah. So. And he's legit good at them. And there was a couple of times yesterday against the Warriors where I think he tried to break down Steph more, a lot more than he should have, and instead he should have just did a step back and try to make a three, but he went away from it.
Never try to break down anyone.
No,
not this year at least.
Yeah,
maybe not even next year.
He can improve on those handles. I think he will. I mean, D'Angelo improved a lot.
I mean, eventually, yeah, but yeah, he shouldn't be trying to break down anyone this year.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to Rookie of the Year. We've talked more about Lonzo than anything. I mean, Kuzma's the Rookie of the Year so far on the team.
Yeah, it's not typical.
And Kuzma on offense is just remarkable. I mean, he's so skilled on that end. I have no doubt that he's gonna be able to score 20 plus points in his prime. Honestly, he just has.
Yeah, I mean, that's one reason why I've never been a huge they have to get 2 maxes.
Yeah.
While it would obviously be great to get 2 maxes, my dream is to get Paul George, Pat McCaw, and Nerlens, or another shooter instead of Nerlens if you're going to keep Randall, and see what you have in Thomas Bryant.
Yeah.
I mean, I would obviously, I've stand for Nerlens for the last 3.5 years.
Yeah.
So I would love to have him, but just adding shooters and adding that one star to help the young guys, because I know people in the preseason, everything were just so down on Brandon, and I think he's a star. I think he's going to be a star, and no one can tell me otherwise.
Honestly,
I know he has flaws. He still has flaws.
That's crazy to me. Still.
I know it. I know he still has his issues, but there's nothing that can convince me that he's not going to be a star.
Yesterday, there have been times this season where I had thought, okay, he looks good. Yesterday was the first time this season where I went, whoa,
yeah,
this dude's special. This dude's gonna be something, a top 15 player in the NBA.
Yeah, I loved him coming out of the draft. I thought he would start out a little better than he did last year. I didn't expect him to be a total train wreck.
Yeah.
But I never left the bandwagon. I've always loved him. I think he's going to be a star. And if that makes me sound naive or whatever, then or like homerish, then that's fine. I'm totally fine with that. I like to think that for the most part, I'm more of a pessimist than anything. So like it's I mean, people thinking me being a homer is kind of funny, but whatever.
Hey, I mean, speaking on like Brandon for a second, players from the NBA are
Noticing him.
they're listening to him. I mean, CJ McCollum yesterday
Mm-hmm.
tweeted out.
It's
I
happened in
mean,
other games too, man.
yeah. I mean, I've seen, man. What's his name? Richard Sherman's real quiet right now, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Well, Kari Champion is shutting her.
Ari Champion, number 13 doesn't care, man.
Yeah.
14, I should say.
yeah. I was about to say. Yeah, I'm convinced he's going to be a star. And then Kuzma, as you said, you think he's going to be like a 20-point per game scorer. I mean, he sure freaking looked like it when he was starting.
I mean, I think he had 19 per game, and he definitely has some stuff to work on. I
He's at
mean,
19.2 right now, which is
that's ridiculous, man.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. That's per 36. I need to keep scrolling up. He's at 16.7. He's actually the team's leading scorer.
That's crazy.
Who would have thought, man? My rant on that draft podcast just keeps looking worse and worse. I like to say, to my credit, I have corrected that many times.
Many times, yeah.
But many times. But yeah, I think Brandon and I think Kuzma are both going to be 20-point per game scorers. I think Lonzo will eventually be like a 15 to 17-point game scorer. And then if you bring in PG, I mean that's 22 plus. 25.
Yeah, that's 22 plus right there.
And then depending on if you keep Clarkson and Randall, or
that's another like 25 combined right there.
Huh?
That's another 25 combined right there. If you keep
right now they're at 27.9, so almost 28 points. So like, yeah, I think if the Lakers don't get 2 stars, it's not going to be the end of the world. I've never said like I've never believed that them getting 2 guys are actually going to make them true title contenders anyways, but
I will say Kuzma being this good has definitely made me feel a lot better about not getting 2 stars.
Yeah, well, it's made me a lot better. Made me feel a lot better about their future. Period.
Yo, yeah, for sure. I mean,
because like I was so down. I was so down after that D'Lo trade. I mean, you can go back and see all my tweets. Like I was pissed.
Yeah,
I was pissed at the Kuzma pick, and
we still could have had both. But yeah,
I mean, he's been so good. Yeah. So just having a young trio of Lonzo, because even though like I've been toughest on Lonzo than I think anyone else on Lakers Twitter, I do think Lonzo's going to turn it around. I mean,
yeah,
I don't expect him to be this bad forever.
And it's encouraging when he's doing well in other areas of his game too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like passing, like rebounding. He has some insanely fast hands.
Yeah, he does.
Like it's crazy.
It actually surprises me that he's only at 1.4 steals per game.
Yeah, I mean, I see him being a 2.5, like Chris Paul number.
Yeah, his hands
steals per game in his time. They're ridiculous.
They're just really fast. So like, I mean, and he's provided value elsewhere, like you said, like defense, rebounding. He passes the ball well. He turns it over, not too terribly bad. It's only at 2.6 per game. Yeah, I do feel that he's when people just like, oh, he's like, do I like to throw my jokes in too? Yeah, I mean, I mean, like if you can't make essentially if you can't make fun of your own self or team, like then you're taking yourself too seriously. But like acting like, oh my word, we should have never drafted the guy, and I mean, depending on where you had him on the board, like he's gonna be fine.
Yeah, he's gonna be fine. He's not gonna be
fine.
Yeah, a lot of people still think he's gonna be a star. Which,
Yeah, I mean, like I really don't see why he can't be a star. You know, like I mean,
when I think star, I mean like top 25, top 20 player. I think he's gonna be a guy that makes maybe one or two All-Star games.
like, well, then you get into the LA stuff, and then no, I think he'll be a multiple time All Star if he's
Well,
good.
I mean,
If he's good.
remember, fan vote doesn't
Oh yeah,
affect
I forgot
that much
I forgot
anymore.
they had changed it now.
Yeah,
But I mean, still, I think he's still going to be. I mean, like if he's not a top 30 player for his career, I would be kind of surprised.
yeah, I would too.
Um, but that young trio of Ingram, Ball, Kuzma, it looks the future is bright with those guys.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we can get into the trade deadline stuff at another time, but
Yeah.
you know, of like what you're gonna if you still have Clarkson, Randall, Hart is starting to come on.
That was gonna be my next point for the talking about rookies.
Yeah. So I mean, you can if you want to transition in that, that's fine.
Yeah. Obviously, like we said, Kuzma has been the best rookie, but I do think it is notable to bring up Josh Hart. Last couple games in his first few games before he went into the G League, he just looks super solid, and he's good insurance to have for if you want to trade Jordan, because I think the shot's gonna come. He's really good.
I think it's definitely gonna come. Like when people just kind of toss him into like a sweetener.
Yeah, that kind of
like I'm kind of like no, you want to keep you want to get rid of bigs, you want to keep around wings.
Yeah,
he's a 6'5" 1-2 combo that can play a 3 at depending on the lineup, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if they've had him play much 3. I know they have 43% of his time is at the 3, which is kind of funny. 1% of his time at the 4. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's when they would run those really weird 4-guard lineups and Julius.
Yeah, it's great. But that's fun. That's really funny. No, like go look at like where Coles Wicker had him. Like I think he had him as a top 20 or a top 25 guy.
Top 20 for sure. Because
Cole does been like a top 15 guy. Like he was an analytics darling. I think he's going to be really good.
I think he is too.
He might be the 2 of the future. I have no idea about that.
Or at the very least, the guy who closes the games. You know.
Yeah. He's already pretty good on defense.
Oh, he's gonna be a lockdown defender. I mean
his defense really nice. His D rating is 104, which is that's pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean it's not amazing, but it is pretty good on especially Basketball Reference.
The thing I've been most impressed with him has been whenever we switch, he is super solid. Like he does not get moved easily. There was a play yesterday. I'm trying to remember who he was guarding. I want to say it was either KD or Draymond, and they got to switch on him, and they were under the basket, and Josh Hart just went straight up. And
it was Dre. It was Dre.
And Dre tried to score on him.
I was like, Dre is just gonna muscle him out of there.
Oh yeah.
No, Hart handled it.
He stood right there, and he was able to keep it.
I don't think Hart is a guy that you just kind of like randomly throw in. I was very happy with the pick at 30.
Oh, yeah, I was too.
I
really like Josh.
He's like, I know Nance is a better player now. You know,
he's like a guard version of Larry, but I think
that will actually
offensive skill. Yeah, with some offensive skills, man.
But yeah. I think Hart is going to like this. Pete has said it several times. This is a franchise-changing draft.
It is, and I also want to talk a little bit. I've been watching a lot of G League games.
I want to watch Thomas Bryant, man. I need to watch some G League games. I haven't gotten to it, but
There was a game against, I want to say it was Dallas's G League team, where he was just launching threes and they were just splashing in. Like, had no hesitation. He would drain them and then like just like run down the court screaming. Like I love
was
him
high
so
on
much.
him. I was high on him. You guys like talked me out of it. I should have stuck to my guns. And when he was drafted at 42, I was very happy. I was very happy about that.
Those he has some offensive skills, man. He can that dude can shoot. He has a really nice form, and then just the long 7'6" wingspan, gain those lobs, gain those rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say 5 of the future because that's way too premature, and we still have to see him play an actual NBA game. But the potential is there for sure.
Oh yeah,
and I just want him to get minutes. He's already better than Zubac to me, and Zubac has played actual NBA minutes.
oh yeah. If you want to go like sweeteners,
Zubac is a sweetener.
Zubac is a sweetener. Larry Nance, in my opinion, is not just a sweetener, but like he's a decent enough asset, especially if you're going like trying to trade to a good team. Like he's a good. Someone was saying he's a good starter on a good or like he's that final starter on a good team.
Yeah,
who was saying that
he's a guy that you want to put like next to 4 really good offensive players.
Yeah, like
he could be in that Zaza role instead of Zaza for the Warriors.
Yeah. If he could actually play the 5,
right?
But like Nance in like Oklahoma City, like just because I've seen a million trades, I don't think it's going to happen. Okay, I'm just using it as an example. Him at the 4 there. I mean, like it would kind of be rough because of Adams.
Yeah.
But another defender down below and
a good passer,
Yeah, good passer. I think that would be a solid fit there. I'd have to really kind of go down. I think like Houston, he would be a great place to go to. That's not really
especially with guys like
Harden and
Paul and Eric
I mean
Gordon
he would he'd actually have to learn how to time his alley-oops again because those have been really bad lately.
Yeah, they've been screwing him up right there. The Lakers.
Yeah. But like I do think like he has legit value to teams. But yeah, I think Nance is a guy that I would look to, well, I don't want to get too deep into trades and stuff, but he's a guy that like unless you're just set on letting Randall walk, if that's the case, you better freaking trade Randall for like a good wing prospect.
It would. I would still be mad if we trade him regardless, but if we were able to pull out an Oubre, then it'll lessen the blow. I don't see that happening, but we need to get a good piece back for him. At the very least, a good piece, just because he's been way too valuable to the Lakers.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I just back to I guess kind of like Hart and Thomas Bryant. Those are guys that if it netted me something really awesome, fine.
Yeah.
It would really depend on what it is, but those are two guys I don't really want to let go. And Oubre, just FYI, is still shooting 39% from 3.
He's been good, man.
And his defensive rating is down to 106 for Washington, in my opinion, is pretty good.
Yeah.
Considering I don't know what Washington's team defense is, but like
Scott Brooks.
Yeah, I mean it's got to be top 10, right?
Oh, yeah. Also, they're really lacking depth when it comes to that. So their guys get tired.
Yeah. So Randall, that would be a trade. He kind of went off the wagon there, but whatever.
Yeah. Moving on to Defensive Player of the Year, I think
Randall.
It's pretty easily been Randall. I think after Randall, it's been
I would say Nance probably.
I was gonna say Brandon.
Yeah, I mean,
You can even throw Lonzo in there too.
yeah, improvement wise, I do think that. I mean, Nance's D rating is, I think, 98, which is best on the team, other than Bogut, who also is a 98.
Yeah.
Um, he's a great team defender.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's as great like switching as you would think he would.
Shout to Luke.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my word. But
Go switch. Blitz Williams.
yeah, yeah. But he's I mean if I can't have him out of like the top 2 or 3 on defense,
I
because
get it.
the numbers just kind of show that he's just a really good defensive player. So
yeah, but it's pretty unanimous. I mean, I think you ask most people, Randall's been our best defender easily. And again, it goes back to me. It goes back to those switches.
Yeah, and Randall's not on the defensive box plus minus, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's still Nance by a lot, but Brewer is actually, I think, he's number 3 on the team.
Don't you mean
take away Bogut?
Don't you mean asset?
Oh my word!
Decent asset.
Shout out to Jay Moore.
Corey Brewer. Hey,
is it his own podcast with the Lakers, or did he just guess?
It actually has 8 episodes, apparently.
Is it his podcast though?
It's his podcast, I think.
Oh my word!
But it was getting endorsed by
the benefits of dating the owner.
Yeah, I think those 4 players are consistently really good defensively. Julius, Lonzo, Ingram, Nance. So those have been the 4 that you can trust most of the time on defense, and Josh Hart for the most part too. But I can't really have him there because he doesn't really play as much as the other 4.
Yeah.
So can't we do Coach of the Year because Luke is the only coach?
I'm gonna say Jesse Murmy is the Coach of the Year. Just because why not?
And then Executive of the Year has definitely been Jeannie Buss.
Oh no, she can go have her podcast with Jay Moore. Executive of the Year, we'll go with is it Jesse Buss?
Let's go. Yeah, so it's Jesse Buss.
We'll go with Jesse Buss.
Oh, I feel like I'm missing an award. Most improved player. How about that? We'll do that. Most improved player. And it's been.
I mean, it kind of feels like it has to be Ingram or Randall.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It sounds like we keep saying Randall, but I mean, he's just been that much better this year than historically.
That guy needs minutes. Let's keep saying that.
Yep.
That guy needs minutes. It's. I don't think Randall's improved a lot on offense. I think he's still himself. Really, he's just making smarter decisions.
Well, I mean,
especially passing the ball.
I mean, he is like finishing around the rim and everything so much better. Like, it's. I mean, his true shooting percentage last year. I mean, and his true shooting percentage has come down since a few podcasts ago.
Last year was
54%. Now it's at almost 0.001 away from 60%, so it's right there. But from field goal percentage from at the basket, so from 0 to 3 is at 75%. So
oh my god, man!
That's what it says. So and then 3 to 10, it drops down a lot when it gets 3 to 10. But when he finishes at the rim, which is 56% of his offense, or his shooting offense at least, he's finishing so much better, 10% better. So just it has improved a lot. I mean, it's between him and Ingram,
Yeah.
Ingram has improved on defense a ton. He was more like in theory before, and
he finally used that length.
Yeah, now he's using his length, and he's actually just good on defense. Maybe not like, I guess maybe not like good as in like Randall's been good, like above average. I would say like he hasn't been a total dumpster fire on defense, and he's been about average or a little bit above.
There were a couple of possessions yesterday against KD, and even though KD made like some of those ridiculous mid-range jumpers,
there was one where KD might have missed if Ingram had kept his arms up. With that said, though, him keeping him at his side kind of prevented KD from moving left or right. So, I mean, it was damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing.
Right.
So,
I mean it's Kevin Durant.
KD. Like, I mean, kind of hard to be
might be the greatest forever.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, it's one of those two. I mean, let's chalk it up to a co-MVP. Shout out to was it Grant Hill and Jason Kidd that shared the Rookie of the Year?
I don't remember.
Is that who it was?
I don't really care about Rookie of the Year because Rookie of the Year is just it doesn't actually mean a ton to me.
Michael Carter Williams.
Yeah, exactly.
So the Lakers have a really tough schedule coming up.
It's brutal. I will. Do you want me to read it off?
Sure.
So, oh man, the next from game 22 to game 40, we'll go. You know, we won't even go that far. We'll go to game 37 because game 38, 39, 40 is the Hornets, Hawks, and Kings. So whatever. So starting Saturday to to January 3rd. Okay. So in a month, the Nuggets, the Rockets, the Sixers, the Hornets, the Knicks, the Cavaliers, the Warriors, the Rockets, the Warriors, the Blazers, the Timberwolves, the Grizzlies, the Clippers, the Rockets, the Timberwolves, and the Thunder.
Hold on. Did I just hear a stretch where we play the Cavs, the Warriors, and the Rockets like 5 straight games?
It's Cavs December 14th, Warriors December 18th, the Rockets December 20th, the Warriors again on the 22nd, and then you got the Blazers, the Grizzlies, or the Blazers and the Timberwolves, who have been really good too. So, yeah,
we don't have
those. You're going to go 0-4 from December 14th to December 22nd. Likely, I would say. And all of those except one of the Warriors games are on the road. So from December 3rd to January, or December 2nd to January 3rd, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 road games, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 home games.
I will say it does look like Jokic. There's a decent chance Jokic does not play Saturday.
Yeah, if Jokic is out and Paul Millsap is out for 3 months because of the wrist injury, I would say the Nuggets games are much more winnable.
Well, actually, I don't know. The Lakers love to play down to their competition.
Well, I mean, I don't. When you're a bad team, I don't necessarily like saying that.
Okay, but a team that doesn't have 2 stars, they always say, "Oh, it's 2 stars. Let's not try." You know, they're not playing anymore.
Yeah. Did they lose that last? No, they beat the Nuggets the last time. It was
they beat them
by quite a bit. It was quite a bit. Yeah.
I remember being scared that they were going to take it over though.
Yeah. There was a point where they had gotten pretty close, and then they just pulled away. But
we just want to make sure.
I mean, so of those games, I think you should beat the Nuggets tomorrow night.
Yeah.
December 2nd. And I think you should have a chance against the Hornets. I think that could be a win.
So I think that could be too.
The Knicks,
hopefully Kemba Walker does not rebound us again.
Yeah, oh man. The Knicks, depending on KP, that should be a win. That kind of might be a win anyways. They're 11.
Randall versus Kristaps is going to be interesting.
Huh?
Randall versus Kristaps is going to be fun.
Yeah. So we'll say that's 3 wins. The Knicks, the Hornets, and the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Then the next win maybe will be the Grizzlies.
Hopefully, yeah.
On December 27th. Man. And then they should beat the Clippers, who won't have Blake. So
Yeah,
Um,
they should, unless Lou puts up 50 points again. But
yeah. So like there's what, 5 games out of the next 16. So it could be
so
very,
what are we right now?
very dark next while. And then of course, games 38, 39, 40 are the Hornets, the Hawks, and the Kings.
Those should all be wins.
Those should all be wins. Should all be wins.
Yeah.
Maybe the Hornets, maybe not. But yeah, it's the Lakers right now are 8-13. You really could see them being like 13 and like 21, 22, right?
Yeah.
Give or take.
Yeah, give or take.
A game or two. I might have added another game or two in the lost column. So maybe like 13 and 20. So like, yeah, no, that wouldn't be very good. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have the right with that schedule. I think we have the toughest schedule in the league.
That's one of the toughest schedules in the entire schedule of the NBA.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, the Lakers already had the most difficult schedule in the league. You had that on top of it.
Yeah. So the Nuggets in the playoffs, the Rockets, the Sixers, the Hornets. The Hornets and the Knicks are the only ones outside of the playoffs right now in that entire stretch.
The Clippers?
I mean, the Grizzlies are probably going to drop out, I would assume.
Are the Clippers not in the playoffs?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. The Clippers, too. I mean, they're only a game back anyways. But, I mean, yeah. Oh no, the Grizzlies are out now too. Sheesh. Yeah, because they're only 7-13. So like, I mean, yeah, that's a brutal section. Hornets, Knicks, Grizzlies, Clippers. So like they should probably win that Grizzlies game, depending on if Gasol and Conley are out. They did beat the Grizzlies the last time, but I want to say Conley was out.
No, Conley played, but he wasn't himself.
Okay. So, I mean, maybe you get six wins, so you're looking at like 14 and 19, which I think
I'd be 100% happy with that.
I mean, if they go 6-10,
that's a win.
Because how many games was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, if they go like 6-10, I think I'll be more than happy.
Yeah. If they can stay within like 5 to 7 games to 500 going into the new year, then I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Because I actually do think the bottom of the West has not been good. Like from like 7 or 8 down, it's been really weird.
Don't tell me that you're thinking playoffs. Don't.
I'm not thinking playoffs. I'm thinking we'll still be in the running, sort of.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, I do think the Thunder come up, but I mean, with the Clippers and the Grizzlies being really bad,
the Grizzlies are already the 12th seed in the West.
That made sense.
So the Lakers are already above them.
Yeah.
So
who's the 8th seed right now? It's the Nuggets, right?
8th seed are the Jazz.
Oh, the Jazz.
9th is the Clippers, and the 10th are the Thunder. I think that the Thunder should probably jump up, especially with the Nuggets losing Millsap. So, like, I think the Thunder will eventually settle around, like, 6.
Yeah.
The Nuggets at 7, and then I would say probably Pelicans at 8. Or, like, Pelicans at 7 and Nuggets at 8.
Yeah.
I don't see, unless, like, Gobert is just out for, how long is Gobert out?
I think he's out for another like 4 to 6 weeks.
Because they've held down the ship, I think, surprisingly.
Yeah, they beat Denver pretty handily a couple nights ago. They beat the Clippers tonight. It's been a lot of Derek Favors and Donovan Mitchell and Rodney Hood, like a lot of it.
Yeah,
they've been carrying that team a lot recently, especially Favors has been really good at the 5 instead of Gobert,
Mm-hmm.
But
They had
yeah,
a really tough stretch. I think that was probably when the Gobert first went down.
Yeah, I think it was.
They went 7-1, 1-7 at one point. They've won 4 of their last 5. So I do think that they'll
That's what happens when you have a really good coach, man.
Yeah. I kind of expect Favors actually to be dealt for someone, but
I would expect that too.
Yeah, I just kind of think that they'll probably be like the 9th seed. Maybe we could see like the Lakers jump up to like the 10th seed instead of the Clippers.
Yeah.
Like I think that would be totally fair, especially if Blake is really out as long as I saw.
Yeah.
What, a 2-month recovery for a sprained MCL? Is that really what they were saying?
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
That's insane. So like them going to like 10 wouldn't be that big of a surprise, but I think that they're still behind.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not
the
saying
Jazz or the Pelicans or whoever.
I'm not saying playoffs. I just want us to not be eliminated really soon.
Yeah, I do think like that 10 range will be fine. Because like they should probably get between 27 to 34 wins.
Yeah, I'm so expecting like 32-ish. Yeah.
Yeah, right now the East is surprisingly better than the the bottom of the East is better than the bottom of the West by quite a bit.
Yeah.
But right now the Lakers would have like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5, 1, 2, 3. They'd be like the 8th or the 9th pick
in the lottery.
Yeah. So like I expect the Magic to come down back down to earth.
Oh yeah, they already have.
They already have, but I still think that they'll come even further down. So I would assume they'd probably be better than the Magic. So like the 9th, they'll be better than Brooklyn. So that should firmly put them 9th or 10th. So then that would probably put them at 10th.
Yeah, unless D'Lo.
If they get better, yeah, it depends on D'Lo. If the Clippers come crashing down like how I think they could,
they are.
So then like they could be like the 11th or 12th pick in the draft, which would be a miracle.
Yeah,
that would be a miracle.
That would be the draft gods shining down on us again. Only having us have a late lottery, which I don't think is very.
That pick will turn into like
Lonnie Walker
Brown or Lonnie Walker or Mikal Bridges. Not Mikal Bridges. Wait, yeah, no,
yeah, Mikal. You're thinking of Miles,
Bridges, not Miles. Or
like,
yeah, it'd be like one of the guys that I love going to the Sixers, which.
Yeah, the Sixers.
I don't want to see the Sixers any of those guys.
Hey, they need another 2. JJ's gonna retire eventually.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh man,
we've talked a lot about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But I do think that the future does look bright. It's going to get rough. I'm gonna say right now.
It's going to get rough.
It's going to get ugly. Twitter is going to be ugly for the next month or so. And,
yeah, it will be.
And I'm gonna get mad. Everyone's gonna get mad, and then I'm just gonna be like, "This is one of the toughest stretches in the entire schedule for anyone." So people freaking out, like trade this guy. We gotta, stop being patient. This is ridiculous. Like, no, if you do that, then you're an idiot.
We gotta trade him for Paul George now.
Yeah, I mean, like if you can get Paul George for like Clark's or like KCP and Nance and
like Zubats,
then yeah, of course you do that. You do that, really quickly. Even if you have to throw in like Hart, who I really wouldn't want to do.
Well, that's where I draw the line.
yeah, that's where I draw it. I mean, like kind of would be hard to turn that down. But you know, like if there's any talk like in this next month about trading Ingram or Kuzma, which I don't think Kuzma because he's kind of the darling child right now of Lakers Twitter, of like Ingram or Ball or
Randall.
I mean, Randall's going to be talked about.
Like ridiculous trade for Randall, I should say.
Yeah, like if I see like Randall for like
Okafor.
Oh, if anyone
Shout out to last year.
Oh man, I hate people that bring that up. It's just disgusting. Don't stop thinking that Jahlil Okafor is going to become something he's not.
Jahlil Okafor is not worth a top 45 protected second round pick.
He's not worth a top 55 protected pick. In fact, I think that might even be too high. 56 through 60, I still think I would much
G
rather.
League rights to the 76ers G League.
No, I think I'd still rather have Alex Caruso.
Oh man. Well, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to say at least. It's gonna be a very difficult time for we'll see how the young squad does. I mean, they competed really hard yesterday, and it was a really fun game against the Warriors. I can expect maybe one game like that against the Rockets, then blown out the other two. Same with the Warriors. I think we get blown out the other two games we play them in this trip or in this like long stretch. I mean, unless they just get some like super energy for Kobe's jersey retirement and later this month. But I mean, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be really. I just want this like 6 wins, and I don't want the year to end off super negative like it did last year.
Yeah.
Last year was bad. Once D'Angelo got hurt last year, and the team just came crashing down to earth with no D'Angelo, no Randall for a little bit. I think Nick and Lou both got hurt.
Just as long as they don't go 2-14 again, please do not go 2-14 again.
That would be rough because I watched
and even for those who like, even though like I'm the pessimist, like I like to think that I'm not overreactionary about stuff like that. I mean, there are things that I overreact about. I know that. Shout out to crappy assistant head coach Brian Shaw. You suck. But
I was glad I missed that.
Oh man, it was. Oh man, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, let's look up props to talk about a game plan. Okay, gotta relate to them millennials, man.
Oh man, what's up, fellow young people?
Yeah, but just don't be crazy, people. Please
don't be stupid. Yeah. So I think that's gonna end it for this podcast. We should be. I know we keep saying it. We're gonna start not rebranding, but
rebooting everything.
Rebooting everything from a follower standpoint, from a advertisement standpoint. So we should be. I want to get guests in. I'm gonna look into doing that. I'm gonna try to DM some people. I still want to talk about draft because there's some very fun guys.
Still want Nelson back, but Nelson died according to his senior year teachers.
I want to talk about Trae Young. Damn it! All right, that's all I want to do. I'm talking about Trae Young and his very disrespectful crossovers he has during these games. But yeah, we're definitely gonna start trying to look in and trying to get more and more. I'm planning on probably getting new mics, stuff like that eventually, which will be fun. But I think that's it. Clayton, have anything to add?
Not right now. I'm thinking about what I want to start doing again. So,
I do want to add this, and this is more for me. It's not even related to the NBA, but I know it's a very small chance. But if the Angels get Shohei Ohtani over the Yankees,
shut up.
I will never let you live it down. I'm telling you right now. You'll never hear the end of it.
I mean, if he wants to go somewhere, then whatever.
It's a very small chance, I know, but
Yeah,
if they end up with him over the Yankees, I will never let you live it down.
yeah,
Okay,
whatever.
well,
27 World Series, suck it,
I don't care.
suck it.
We're gonna put a banner at Angel Stadium.
Yeah,
Just
okay, Clippers.
Shohei Ohtani over the Yankees.
The Angels are the Clippers version for LA in baseball.
The Clippers never had the best player in NBA history.
I'm talking about putting up banners over.
Put the selfies up, man.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to follow us at Under the Best Pod on Twitter. You can follow me at Merge Christian, and you can follow Clayton at Lakers 1949. And I think that's it. So thanks for tuning in, and see you guys later. Peace.
Bye.